Welcome back to Humans in 5. I'm on my own this week, and as your regular singleton host, that's a sentence I find myself saying every now and then when I'm out at social engagements. Single people in general, and women in particular, often spend their days justifying their singleness to people around them. We're often reminded that we're in the minority, especially as we get older. However, new research from Statistics Canada and other national organizations are starting to pick apart this idea. It turns out, for the first time ever, single-person households in Canada have become the majority. Adults living on their own make up 28.2% of all households in Canada, which is a huge increase relative to life in 1951, where just 1.8% of adults lived on their own. Almost a third of the country living alone sounds like a lot, but these numbers actually put Canada in line with both the UK and the US, and actually a little behind France and Germany. These statistics focus on households and who live in them, but they do speak to much broader trends about how people live in the 21st century. The greater amount of people living alone is partially driven by greater life expectancies among women. Remember our episode on women and how we tend to live longer lives? As women live longer to older ages, they're more likely to live alone with time. Another factor that's increased the number of single-person households are higher rates of separations and divorces. Separations are more socially acceptable than they once were, and as couples both move apart and any kids grow up and move away, single-person households continue to rise. Now, greater female life expectancies and divorces are more common reasons for single-person households to increase predominantly among people of a certain age. However, on the younger ages of the spectrum, the reasons for living alone are quite different. More younger women are entering and remaining in the workforce. A lot of women in particular enjoy the financial freedom of living and working on their own schedule, which is something their mothers and grandmothers might not have had the chance to experience. This also relates to the delayed ages and rates at which people are getting into long-term relationships and moving in together. Men and women are seeking to establish themselves professionally before they start the hunt for a life partner. Even once they find someone, the timelines in dating and relationships are changing too. In earlier decades, couples would get married fast and then start to look for work. But with more and more people attending university, seeking graduate degrees, and looking to have a few years of work experience under their belt before they partner up, if they ever choose to partner up, the timeline between leaving home and moving in with a partner is getting longer and longer. People are also living together both before they get married and increasingly instead of getting married. Common law or other cohabitation scenarios are becoming more common as people want to try living with their partner either before getting married, rather than learning about their awkward bathroom habits down the line, or figure that a common law scenario meets their needs. Overall, longer educations, a greater drive to get established in the workforce, delayed relationships, and more intensive dating work hand in hand with our aging population to push singletons into first place. Now, I'm not out to glorify the single life, but the next time someone pulls you aside and notes that you haven't used your +1, remember that you're far from alone in that boat. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Humans in 5. And don't forget to subscribe!